Hi everyone, this is Morgan, and in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about Journal 1 for the character collage, Character Brainstorm. So this assignment has some pretty clear parameters. The first is that you're going to outline 3 possible characters to focus on. So you will end up picking one, but I'd like you to plan out at least the beginning stages of thinking through 3 distinct ideas. So another parameter is each character has to meet the criteria of one of the approved narratives shown in the table below. So the character needs to be from a live action movie, not based on animations or comic books, a novel, a single season of a live action TV show, or a narrative poem. On the off-limits narratives list, you should see no superhero movies, no characters from animated films, no characters from live action films based on animations, i.e. The Lion King, no comic books or graphic novels, or no entire television shows. I wanted to take a minute to break down why. And it's not because some of these stories aren't really engaging. It's not because there aren't wonderful, rich characters found in these places. It's more just that with something like a superhero movie or something based on an animation or a comic book, there's already been so much work done on the forefront to make the story really clear visually, to make it so that the story can be told just through visuals, where part of what I would like you to get from this assignment is actually to do some of that problem-solving work on your own, to figure out ways to communicate a narrative that involves language and to instead use visuals to communicate it. So my concern with exploring superhero movies is that because they're based on graphic novels and comic books, a lot of that work has sort of been done for you. So I'm going to show you what my example version of Journal 1 looks like. These are characters, some of which I think are a great fit for this assignment and some of which are not. The first example of a character that I'm choosing to focus on is Iron Man from the first Iron Man movie, so Tony Stark. And I walk through a few things about this character and story. One is that I rightly list this as a live action narrative. So it's a live action movie. While that is 100% true, it does not meet the requirements for this assignment because it is a live action movie based on a comic book. So this is kind of a trick answer here. Iron Man would not be a good choice. So if you included this in your Journal 1, you would not get maximum points for it. Another thing I want to point out is you might have noticed in my write-up, but I actually include that there wouldn't really be much about this character that would be hard to visually communicate. I say personality traits, but not much else. While initially I think this sounds like a really good thing, that's actually a great clue that it's not a good fit for this project because so much of this movie has been kind of structured from the get-go to be easy to visually communicate without words. So, moving on. The next character I focus on is from the Alfred Hitchcock psychological thriller Vertigo. The character I'm choosing to outline here is Judy/Madeline from Vertigo. And if you need a spoiler alert on a now 60-year-old movie, Judy and Madeline initially seem like 2 different characters, but slowly we understand that they are the same character. Kim Novak plays both. We think we watch Madeline die. Madeline is this icy blonde we see here. And we slowly, after her death, realize that it might have been a stage death. We come to realize that Judy, who is shown here with the kind of brown-red hair, is the same person. This is not a trick answer. This is a totally viable character to focus on. You can see here one of the few things that I think would be hard to visually communicate is the reason that there are 2 kind of versions of this same basic character. But that's an obstacle I think could be overcome. So Judy or Madeline is one really good option. I'm going to move on to talking about my third and final option, which is the character of Ada, the main character from The Piano. The Piano is a film by Jane Campion. It focuses on Ada, who is a mute Scottish woman. She doesn't speak and is effectively sold into marriage to a plantation owner in New Zealand who she hasn't met. She uses a piano as kind of her emotional and artistic outlet. You see it's actually left on the beach by her new husband here. So she goes through kind of the struggle of not really adapting to this new life, trying to break free from it. In the process, as another spoiler alert, she falls in love with someone else and loses a finger. So, this is another really good option. This is the character that I ended up choosing to focus on. This is what I'll be following through the next few stages of the process. So, that's all I have for the character brainstorm. In future videos, we'll pick up with Journal 2. Thanks, everyone.